We're back with Alone in the Dark 3. Ooh, this one's for all the cowboys and cowgirls out there. July 2nd, 1925, and we're back with Edward Carnby in his San Franciscan office.
I've got problems.
His power has just been cut off, giving him a very convenient chance to say,
I'm alone in the dark.
We hear from a radio that there's been suspicious tremors all along the San Andreas Fault before Carnby gets a call for a new job.
You're onto a new case?
No, not really, no.
Edward, I got a western that's high and dry in the desert.
A film crew working on a western has gone missing. Among the missing is Emily Hartwood, the niece of Jeremy Hartwood from the franchise's first installment. The next day, July 3rd, 1925, Carnby arrives at Slaughter Gulch, determined to find Emily. Carnby is immediately met by one of Slaughter Gulch's undead residents and blows up the bridge.
Hello.
Don't do it!
And the only way out of town. Carnby explores the town's saloons and finds some of the footage that the crew has left behind. Poking around the saloon, Carnby also learns some of the town's history. Slaughter Gulch was founded when a grave robber, Jed Stone, found a bird made of gold. Word spread of his grave-digging fortune, and prospectors from far and wide came to dig up graves. Soon, fighting and murder amongst the men became rife, and Slaughter Gulch was born.
Oh, that's why they call it that.
Carnby takes a fall down a trapdoor that leads to the cellar. Carnby takes a moment to look at an old-timey booby poster. Fortunately, this poster has a clue that alludes to a way out of the cellar through the whiskey barrels. After avoiding this huge-ass snake that happens to be living in one of the barrels, Carnby is able to climb his way out of the cellars and move into the Slaughter Gulch's jailhouse. In the jailhouse, Carnby fights off more zombie cowboys through fisticuffs and giving the zombies wood alcohol that gets them absolutely blasted.
I don't feel so good.
And apparently releases their first sonar.
Yeah.
Carnby is able to fight his way out through the jailhouse onto the roof, where he's soon involved in another zombie cowboy-related shooting. Using a stick of dynamite, Carnby is able to blow himself a path that allows people to jump neighboring building. It's Slaughter Gulch Hotel. Looking around the hotel, Carnby finds Emily's diary and reads the entries leading up to her disappearance.
I'm now alone in this town, with Morrison the gunsmith who's hiding God knows where. The others are all dead. I don't have any hope.
Carnby finds an Indian amulet and a war stick, fighting his way through the hotel.
Bye, have a great time.
Killing more zombies and whatever this two-headed thing is supposed to be.
What the hell is even
Carnby comes across a picture that looks familiar. The picture is of One-Eyed Jack and Elizabeth and their gang.
Bad boys.
While making his way through the hotel, Carnby falls through yet another hole in the ground. Carnby now finds himself underground. He's apparently dropped so far that there's lava flowing in this area. After hopping from stone pillar to stone pillar, Carnby finds use for that Indian amulet, as it summons an Indian spirit to help him across the last pillar and get out from underground. Carnby now finds himself in the town's mansion. In the mansion, Carnby stumbles across Morrison.
Don't shoot! I'm Morrison, a friend of Emily's.
Morrison is immediately killed by a zombie, boo, while Carnby shoots out a window, allowing him to escape. Carnby lands in the cemetery, and would you look at that, the war stick comes in handy. Carnby uses the stick to harness some lightning, to open up one of the graves. Inside the grave is a platform, and Carnby is able to get access to the mansion.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
Carnby heads into the mansion ballroom, where he must avoid attacks from some dwarves, one of which is just spinning around. Then he looks at some more footage from the film crew. This time, it depicts Jed Stone imprisoning Emily in some sort of ritual, ending in the words, "I'll get you, Carnby." Carnby now finds himself in the Slaughter Gulch Bank. Cha-ching. Carnby fights off some well-dressed zombies and is able to walk out with a briefcase full of cash. Carnby, cool guy, ziplines out of the bank and then falls through the roof again of a train station workshop. In the train station workshop is this handsome bearded devil who gives you a message.
You've got mail.
The message is from Jed Stone.
Emily, for the case and the key! Midnight at the water tank! Jed Stone!
Carnby hops into a mine cart and ziplines it out of the workshop, leaving the bearded man to be murdered by more zombies. The The minecart stops at the barn, where Carnby finds the key to the suitcase. Carnby is attacked by more cowboy zombies, so he heads out and blows up the entire train station. This guy is just a fucking wrecking ball. Carnby follows the train tracks to the water tower, where Jed Stone is holding Emily captive at the top. Jed demands Carnby drop the suitcase and the key at the foot of the tower. Jed, however, classic villain as he is, doesn't hold up his end of the deal. Instead of handing Emily over to Carnby, he hands him a bullet to the face, and so Carnby dies. And the game ends. For human Carnby, that is. Psych! Now he's a cougar. The American Indian fellow from before that used the Indian amulet that resurrect. Carnby's a cougar.
Yeah.
To regain his human form, Carnby must retrieve the golden eagle that was stolen by Jed Stone when he first discovered Slaughter Gulch. Carnby offers the golden eagle back to the earth, thank you. Just as Jed Stone and his crony finishes burying Carnby's human body, Carnby resurrects himself and emerges from the grave, zombie style.
Hi, sisters.
That scares the absolute Hebus-Jeebus out of Jed's crony. On his way to save Emily, Carnby says the words, "I am against violence." Carnby then takes the cowboy outfit from a zombie in this weird Freaky Friday type sequence, and then atop the water tower, Carnby falls down yet again into another trapdoor. Is that it? Carnby finds himself underground yet again, maneuvering a series of fights and puzzles, one of which requires Carnby to drink a shrinking potion and fight a spider. Carnby comes across a passage in a book that alludes to Jed Stone's mum being the one and only Elizabeth Jarrett, the creepy voodoo lady from Alone in the Dark 2.
Oh my god!
Carnby finds his way to Emily imprisoned in some sort of ancient spire. By using a crucible, Carnby frees Emily, who promptly faints.
He needs some milk!
But Carnby doesn't have any milk. So the next best thing is this bottle of ammonia. This wakes Emily right the fuck up. Carnby and Emily attempt to escape and find themselves by an ancient American Indian eagle Yeah, that one. Jed Stone dons some sort of 1920s cyborg armor and chases Carnby and Emily Wild Wild West style. Jed Stone corners Carnby up against a water tank using a rubber glove and a knife. Carnby cuts loose some wires and lets the water run from the tank. With the help of the eagle spirit embodying the statue, Jed is tricked into walking onto the wires in the water, and he is electrocuted to death. Emily finds an old steam train, and together, Carnby and Emily bust out of that cave with enough power and gusto for the train to make the jump between two cliffs.
You make it! This is the greatest thrill of my life!
Carnby and Emily make it out alive from Slaughter Gulch. We see the sunset silhouette of the Indian with the eagle upon his arm, and all is right with the world as the eagle takes flight, and the story ends.